Hi everyone, and welcome to Valley Crafty Corner. I have another scrapbook process video to share with you today, and I'm using the Studio Calico kit for March, and it's called Neverland, and I also have the Hook and Tink add-on. When I was flipping through the papers there, you saw that kind of like pink marbled looking paper, and that's actually from, I think it's January's kit, or it could be February's, and it's kind of that pinky stripe and a whole bunch of multicolored stripe on the back side, and that is from the Fifth and Frolic collection by Dear Lizzie. And it just coordinated really well with that multicolor print in the background. So I guess I should start off. I used a craft cardstock as my background piece, and then I also used these kind of multicolor print in the background as well. And that's a Tim and Beck paper, and I was kind of not really liking it when we first opened the kit up, and I feel it really coordinates really well with these colors that I chose for this layout. This picture is from my trip when I went to Vegas in last March, and I just wanted something, because I tried to take a picture of almost all of the casinos that I could. I didn't get a picture of all of them, of course. There's just so many there, but I did try to get a picture of as many as I could. So this was the Paris casino, and so this is probably as close to Paris as I'm ever gonna get. So I decided I was going to scrapbook the ones that I did take pictures of. I was going to scrapbook them. Otherwise, I probably would maybe do like a project lifestyle kind of layout, but I felt they really went. So I'm just kind of monkeying around with the width of that pink piece of paper, just because it wasn't going to fit really well. Then I also used that blue dot paper that's a Studio Calico exclusive, and I also used this Cityscape print that's from Amy Tangerine from our Yes Please collection. And that blue cardstock is also from the Studio Calico kit for March. I didn't really like it as a cardstock piece, but it works really well as a matte for these photos. So I'm just trying to make all these pictures, or sorry, all these pieces of paper kind of lay straight, because they were kind of off kilter a little bit, so I wanted to make them stay straight. And here I'm just showing you another one of these Shamel Lane pictures, and I'm just using it as a sketch for this particular layout. And again, I like to use these pictures, or pardon me, I like to use some of her pictures or her sketches as kind of a jumping off point. Sometimes you get stuck in a rut. You feel like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and I've been feeling that I've been doing that a lot lately, and I want to try and push myself a little past the norm of what I normally do. It's really easy to kind of fall back into your routine, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just like to try different things all the time, just to see if I like it, see if I don't like it. And I find her sketches or her pages that she does are very basic. There's nothing really too overcomplicated of them. You can make them as complicated as you want, or as layered as you want. Or you can make them lightly embellished if you want. So I like her layouts for that, especially if you just want a scrapbook. You don't want to overthink about what you're doing, and I think that's my problem lately, is I'm just overthinking things way too much. So when I've been doing that lately, I'll just pull out one of her classes, and I'll kind of flip through my little binder that I have of all her pages that she uses as reference to, and use those as a jumping off point. Also, here in this layout, I have a whole bunch. I have a whole bunch of Paris stickers and Amphora and stuff like that. I was doing a travel album, a mini album, and I wanted to use up as many of these as I can. I mean, when am I ever going to probably go to Paris, or when am I ever going to use some of these pieces up? So I wanted to use it up as much as I possibly could. I mean, I don't want to overwhelm it too much, but the stickers and that tag are from the Cavallini company, and I've had these in my stash for quite a while. And I got them from Two Peas in a Bucket, is when they had their kind of like specialty section, I would say it was. It wasn't anything that you could really find anywhere else. So I had these. I think I went a little overboard with buying them. But I did end up using quite a few stickers on this layout, so it made me feel pretty good about pulling some of this stuff out of my stash to use it up. And I also pulled out a stamp set, and you'll see that in a minute, and it's a Paris stamp set as well. And here I'm just kind of looking at some of these little label pieces so that I could, you know, add a little bit more information up at the top there. And I pulled this blue one out, but it's just way too wide, so I don't end up using that one. So you'll see me pull that off in a minute, and I'll go to a yellow one here. And I should also mention that I used that Color Me Happy washi tape again, and I had a yellow strip that was from a border, or the bottom piece from the branding strip from one of those Yes Please papers. So I used that at the bottom, but I felt like I needed something else at the top. So I pulled out some super old Studio Calico washi tape and used that for the top to kind of balance off the yellow from the bottom to the top. And here I have another one of those Maggie Holmes resin paper, or sorry, those resin flower hair clips. And this is the last one I have. I used all of them. I'm amazed. I don't think it's probably something I would buy and use on a layout for myself, but because it was in the kit, I felt like I should use it, probably because I probably wouldn't ever use it again. So these are those Cavallini and Company stamps that I was talking about, and I only end up using two. So there's this one here that's got a script handwritten word that says Paris on it. So I'm going to use that one, and I'm also going to use the Eiffel Tower just to emulate the Eiffel Tower that's in that photo. So here is where I'm stamping up that Eiffel Tower. And I'm going to use that pink part for journaling, and I already had that in my mind that that's where my journaling was going to go. So when you know where your journaling is going to go, it kind of makes everything a little easier to fall into place. And I knew where the title was going to go. So it was kind of easier to put some of these pieces down. Oh, I lied. I did use another stamp set from that, and it's kind of like this little damask flourish piece. And I thought about maybe using one, but I do end up going all the way across, and I stamp it 4 times all the way across, just to kind of add a little bit more to that layout, or to that little piece. And I inked up everything with this vintage photo just because I wanted to make the layout look a little older. And these little brads that came in the, I think it's the Hey You from Basic Gray, the little tab pieces for the brad part, they just popped right off, which was perfect because I knew I was going to probably have to hot glue them down anyway. And to me, when you use a brad, it does add a little bit more bulk than if you were just to like glue it down. So I kind of like that idea that they popped right off. And here I'm going through these in Ferristack, and this is also from the Cavallini company. And I just wanted to add something else for some more stickers and stuff like that to sit on. So I decided to use this kind of little script font one. It just looked like old handwriting, so it felt like it would fit in well, and it was a light blue. And there was light blue kind of going on the right side of the photo, so this way I could bring in some light blue to the left side of the photo. And that little piece there says take note. So I wanted to leave that there so that I could use that for my prompt for journaling. And here I'm looking at these rub-ons, and these little rub-ons have this little city piece on here, and I don't know if I would ever probably use this city part again, but I really liked how it had this city scene that I could rub on and kind of make it fit in the background of the Eiffel Tower, because there was the casino part behind the Paris. So if I could get that little city piece down and only do up to part of the Eiffel Tower, I can make it look like the city part was in the background of the Eiffel Tower. And it worked awesome. I was so amazed. It kind of gave the effect that I was looking for, especially because of, like, you can see that building behind the Eiffel Tower in the photo, and that's the casino part. And it kind of made the Eiffel Tower part fit in a little better, like the stamped part. And you'll see that in a second. And I really like how that turned out. That was like a plus for me. Normally stuff like that doesn't turn out. So here I'm just zooming in a little bit. I always forget to zoom in. I always start recording and then kind of get away from it. But you can kind of see how those buildings in the background added a little bit of something, especially when I have that pattern paper on the left side of the photo, and it's kind of got that cityscape pattern, and it made it tie all into the layout for that kind of little rub-on piece there, I guess is what I'm saying. So I am looking at my title now, and I wasn't really sure 100% what I wanted my title to be, but I was just going to put Paris down because I knew I wanted to have Paris somewhere in the title. So I'm just throwing that down first and then trying to see if I can come up with something else for the title, I should say. And I think I'm going to my mini market stickers and some Studio Calico stickers, just because the little tiny ones that came in the kit from Basic Gray were just way too small. They just felt like they were going to get a little lost in the photo. So you can kind of see I'm just kind of flipping through. I'm going to start off with these Studio Calico ones, and I believe they're from the Abroad collection. And you can see I've used these ones a lot. They are well loved, that's for sure. But actually I end up putting them back on the sticker sheet because they are just a little too small. So here you see me pulling them up just because I realized they're just not going to work. So I'm going to go to the mini market ones just because they're a little taller and a little bigger. And there's these ones that are kind of like this tealy blue and black. So I'm going to use these, and these are going to pop off the page just quite a bit better. And I really like how they look now in comparison to those Abroad ones. So my title is going to be From Paris with Love, and of course this is not Paris, but one can always hope. And like I said, this is probably as close to Paris as I'm ever going to get. And so I was going to start spelling the love with these goodness letters as well, and I do actually end up putting them all out, but it just kind of looked like the Paris part and the love part was you know, getting a little too close together, and it was feeling a little weird. So I decided not to use them, so I'm going to go to the bingo chip letters and use those instead, and this is going to look a lot better. So that, to me, looks a lot better. I like that. And just putting those away to get them out of the way. And I think I'm going to start doing my journaling right now. Yep, so here I am, and I'm going to start doing my journaling, and of course I fast forward, as you guys know, just because I don't want to bore you with hours of me debating on what to write. And here I'm going to use some of these little stickers that came in the kit from Basic Gray. And I can't remember what I said. Oh, I put Vegas, and of course it's got the stamp that says Paris, and then I put in style, so it's Vegas Paris style, just to kind of have a subtitle. I'm sure a lot of people would know that this is not Paris, but for somebody who has never been there and goes to read or flip through my album, they would be able to get the gist that this is not Paris, this is Vegas, Paris. So I'm going to glue down this little Paris tag. And again, that was one that I had in my stash from the Cavallini company. And I just wanted this little tag on the banner to stay there. So I just glued it down with some of that this and that glue dots just so that it would stay. And I'm going to leave that clip there because I thought about sticking it under this paper, but it just didn't want to stay. So I'm actually going to hot glue this piece in place. So you see in a little minute here that, well, I guess in a far minute here, I'll be plugging in my hot glue gun and doing that. But in the meantime, I have some more of these stickers that I wanted to get down, and this little piece here had this little Eiffel Tower piece on it, and it was blue, and it coordinated with the top left side. It has the same colors of blue in it, so I wanted to kind of keep that going in place. So I use that in the bottom right corner here, or sorry, bottom left corner. And then I'm going to add some more of these stamp stickers and use some of these pieces up. And I'm just flipping through some of this info, and like I said, I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to use these again. So I just wanted to use up as many as I could without it being too overwhelmingly bulky. And just adding another little stamp piece there. Those stamps work really well. I really like those. And then I have this red stamp that coordinated really well, but it just kind of felt a little lost. But I didn't really like that sticker up in the top left of that little part there. So I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to put it in the bottom where that other stamp piece is. And I like how that looks over there. It looks very like, I don't know if you want to call it vintagey, but travel-y, I guess is probably a good word. And I don't actually end up using that noted piece. I put it down, but I don't end up using it. And here I'm looking at some of these enamel dots and some of these buttons to see where I want them to go. And then I pull out some more of these My Mind's Eye collectible word stickers. I think they're from the, I think it says collectible unforgettable. And I think that word there, it says take note amazing. And then I put one that says splendid over by the Eiffel Tower up on that tag. And that one says noted. And I think I take this one that says amazing and I put it at the bottom. That way I have three little pieces of that blue just to make it balance off a little bit. So you saw me plugging in, or you saw, I guess, my glue gun. So that's kind of meaning that we're getting towards the end of the layout here, because that's going to be the last step, is me hot gluing down the buttons and that little hair clip piece. And here I'm just taking some of these blue enamel dots that came in the kit as well, and I'm just kind of scattering them around the page at different points of embellishment. And there was just that weird spot in the journaling, so I felt like I could put one there just to balance it off a little bit. So here again, I'm just moving my little dot pieces around just because I could get away with a couple big ones in different spots, but certain places I couldn't. So that is pretty much where those little pieces are going to go. Those little enamel dots are going to go, and I'm just checking my heat gun to see if it's ready to go. And while I'm waiting, I'm looking at a couple other embellishments to see if there's anything else I want to add, like this ribbon and stuff like that, but I don't think I do. I think it's just adding too much at this point. So here I'm going to come in, and again, I'm going to glue down these little resin button pieces, and then I'm going to glue down that hair clip piece. And that's pretty much the layout. So we're going to get in for some close-ups right now, so you can get a look. And there's that embellishment cluster down there. You can see all those stamps and how well that looks. And then there's that stamp with the rub-ons in the background. And then there's that top right in embellishment corner. So that's the layout, and thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.